Let's stop pretending for a second. You're not here because you're bored. You're here because something inside you knows. Something about modern dating feels off. You've seen it. The confident woman in her 30s who says she's done with boys, yet keeps flirting with the married guy at work. The single man who has everything going for him. Successful, loyal, emotionally available, and still gets ignored. It doesn't make sense, all right? Until you realize it's not about love at all. It's about power, validation, fear. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. The moment someone becomes unavailable, their value skyrockets. Suddenly, the wedding ring looks like a crown. The off-limits guy becomes the fantasy. The forbidden becomes the drug. But why? Why do women who once dreamed of love stories end up chasing men who already belong to someone else? Why do good, single men feel invisible, while the taken ones get worshipped like celebrities? You think you know the answer, but you don't. What's really happening here is older than dating apps, older than marriage, older than morality itself. It's primal, psychological, brutally honest. So before you roll your eyes or defend your choices, keep watching. Because after this, you'll stop blaming men, women, or the system. You'll see exactly why everyone in this game keeps losing, and why you might be playing it without even realizing it. You know what's funny? The dating game after 30 feels like someone changed the rules overnight, but no one told you. Everyone else seems to be playing a different version of love while you're stuck using an outdated manual. Men keep saying, "Now that I'm stable, women will finally want me." Women say, "Now that I know my worth, I'll never settle." And yet, both sides are lonelier than ever. Something's not adding up. Picture this: a guy in his mid-30s. He's successful, disciplined, looks good, has his life together. But he's invisible. He watches women his age flirt with married men, men who have no business flirting back, and he can't figure it out. He's thinking, "What am I doing wrong? I'm the one who's ready." But that's the problem. Readiness doesn't make you valuable in the eyes of someone addicted to emotional risk. Availability doesn't inspire desire. It signals safety, and safety in a world hooked on chaos feels boring. It's harsh, but it's real. The more available you are, the less you're desired. It's not fair, it's not logical, but it's deeply human. Because attraction isn't built on logic, it's built on scarcity, challenge, and perception. The man who's ready becomes the emotional version of an empty restaurant, perfectly clean, perfectly prepared, but completely empty. Meanwhile, across the street, there's a line outside another restaurant. It's noisy, packed, chaotic. You can barely get a reservation. That's the one everyone wants. Why? Because if everyone else wants it, it must be good. That's how social proof works, and dating is full of it. When a man is taken, women subconsciously assume he's been tested and approved. Another woman already invested in him, which means he passed the screening process. That little gold band on his finger, it's a stamp of quality assurance. He's pre-verified. And in a market where trust is dead, verification is everything. But it goes even deeper. Women over 30 have lived enough to stop believing in fairy tales. They've played the game by the rules. Date, fall in love, build something. And it didn't work out. They're not chasing love anymore. They're chasing proof. Proof that they're still desired. Proof that they still have it. And nothing screams, "I've still got it," like getting the attention of a man who already belongs to someone else. That validation hits harder than any compliment from a single guy ever could. Because the single guy represents everything she's already seen before. Promises, plans, potential. The married man represents victory. If she can make him notice her, desire her, risk something for her, it confirms she's still powerful. Not because she wants him forever, but because she wants to feel wanted again. It's not about love. It's about leverage. The irony? She doesn't even want to steal him permanently. Most don't. They don't want his kids calling them stepmom. They don't want the reality. They just want the highlight reel. They want the version of him that's polished, attentive, romantic, the version his wife spent years building. The married man has already been trained to understand women in a way the single man hasn't. He knows how to listen. He knows how to read moods. He knows when to keep quiet and when to make her feel seen. He's been conditioned through a decade of domestic life to operate in emotional nuance. That's seductive as hell. Compare that to the single man over 30. He's often too transparent, too eager. He texts back immediately. He's always available. He offers his time freely, like a discount store giving out samples. And while he thinks he's proving his seriousness, he's actually killing the spark. There's no anticipation, no chase, no tension. It's too easy. And easy rarely feels exciting. See, we crave what we can't fully have. That's the twisted part of modern attraction. The moment something's uncertain, our brains flood with dopamine. Will he text back? Will he show up? Will he choose me? That tension creates addiction. The married man, by his very circumstances, provides that emotional roller coaster automatically. Every text, every glance, every secret moment feels like a rebellion. He's the living embodiment of forbidden fruit, and humans have been wired to want what's forbidden since the beginning of time. Now here's where the dynamic flips. The single man thinks his availability should make him more desirable. He sees it as a strength, proof that he's stable, loyal, ready to love. But the woman who's been through emotional battles doesn't see it that way. To her, availability feels like a trap. It reminds her of everything that went wrong before: expectations, pressure, disappointment. The married man, on the other hand, can't offer any of that. He can't propose. He can't promise forever. And that's exactly what makes him feel safe to desire. He's danger without responsibility. It sounds twisted, but it's logical once you understand emotional fatigue. After years of trying to build something real, many women over 30 don't want more promises. They want escape. They want intensity without the weight of commitment. The married man offers a fantasy built on stolen time and limited access. Every moment feels precious because it's fleeting. Every encounter feels alive because it's not supposed to happen. Meanwhile, the single man is sitting there with open arms and open availability, wondering why no one's stepping into them. He's become the background noise of the dating world, dependable but dull. And the more he tries to prove he's different, the more predictable he seems. Because desperation doesn't look attractive. It looks like a sale sign that's been hanging too long. That's the cruel paradox of modern dating. The ones ready for real love that get ignored for the ones who can't offer it. The ones who'd stay get overlooked for the ones guaranteed to leave. It's not because people are broken. It's because everyone's scared. Scared to hope. Scared to fail again. Scared to feel too much. So they chase situations that feel exciting but temporary. It's easier to burn fast than to rebuild slow. And that's where everything starts to fall apart. Because what feels like freedom, the thrill, the secrecy, the danger, is really another kind of prison. One made not of bars, but of fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of being ordinary. Fear of being alone. And until you face that fear, you'll keep mistaking the unavailable for the desirable, the chaos for the chemistry, and the illusion for the truth. If this is already making you see dating a little differently, don't stop here. Hit subscribe, because what comes next will change the way you understand attraction, love, and yourself. Stay until the end. You'll never look at unavailable the same way again. Here's the part no one talks about: the price tag of desire. Everyone thinks this game is about feelings. It's not. It's about transactions. Emotional ones, financial ones, psychological ones. Every interaction has a hidden currency. And in the world of forbidden attraction, the most valuable currency is guilt. A married man doesn't chase women because he's evil. He chases them because guilt makes him generous. He's already living with the weight of betrayal, and he tries to balance the scales by giving more. More attention, more gifts, more effort. Every dinner, every secret weekend, every small luxury is a way to buy a moment of relief. He's not just paying for time, he's paying for forgiveness. Meanwhile, the single man is still talking about splitting the bill because it's 2-5 and relationships should be equal. Sure, that makes sense on paper, but attraction isn't a spreadsheet. It's emotion. And emotion doesn't care about equality. It cares about how it feels. The married man creates a fantasy where she's adored, spoiled, chosen in secret. The single man creates a business partnership. Guess which one feels better in the moment? You see, after 30, people aren't looking for a future. They're looking for feeling. That rush of being wanted again, even if it's temporary. Because love, at that point, isn't a long-term investment. It's a hit, a chemical high, the thrill of danger, the taste of something you're not supposed to have. That's why unavailability becomes addictive. It's not just mystery, it's dopamine engineering. Every text that comes at midnight, every unanswered call, every small risk of getting caught, it keeps the nervous system on fire. You don't know when the next reward is coming, so you crave it more. It's not love, it's a slot machine. And every time he texts, every time he shows up, you pull the lever again, chasing that same high. The brain doesn't care about morality, it only cares about the pattern. Anticipation, reward, withdrawal. That's why people trapped in these dynamics always say the same thing. I know it's wrong, but I can't stop. They're not lying. They're addicted to the chemical rhythm of inconsistency. Now, let's look at what happens next. At first, she tells herself, it's just fun. No pressure, no expectations. Just escape. But over time, the simplicity becomes intoxicating. There are no labels to negotiate, no "where is this going" talks, no heavy future plans. Every moment together is sharp and meaningful because it's stolen. It's like living in the highlight reel of a relationship without any of the daily grind behind it. She doesn't have to argue about chores, bills, or who's taking out the trash. She just gets the best version of him, the filtered one. The one who's forced to be present because time is limited. And that makes every encounter feel cinematic. Meanwhile, the single guy is doing everything right, and he's planning thoughtful dates, sending good morning texts, trying to prove he's different, but in trying to prove it, he becomes predictable. His effort feels heavy. His energy feels needy. It's not that women don't want good men. It's that good doesn't stimulate the same emotional voltage as uncertain. And uncertainty is the drug of modern romance. Women who have been disappointed too many times start to crave freedom over security. And freedom, in this case, means not having to be responsible for anyone else's expectations. The married man can never ask for forever, and that makes him feel safer. There's no risk of disappointment because the ending is already built in. It's temporary by design, and that illusion of control feels powerful. Think about it. After years of chasing commitment that fell apart, who wouldn't want something that can't fail because it's not even meant to last? It's not love. It's an emotional loophole, a way to feel connection without having to risk loss. The tragedy? Both sides think they're in control. He thinks he's escaping a dull marriage. She thinks she's avoiding heartbreak. But they're both feeding the same monster. Fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of being ordinary. Fear of confronting what's really broken inside. And the single man watching from the sidelines doesn't even realize he's part of the same loop. He's bitter, confused, frustrated. He thinks, if women want loyalty, why don't they choose it when it's right in front of them? But loyalty isn't exciting anymore. Scarcity is. Here's the truth no one says out loud. Human beings don't always want what's good for them. They want what makes them feel alive. And sometimes, pain feels more alive than peace. The married man represents danger wrapped in safety, the illusion of stability with the thrill of risk. The single man represents predictability, the absence of that emotional electricity. That's why the single man's greatest selling point, his availability, becomes his curse. He's like a restaurant that's open all day, every day, reliable, consistent, always there. But there's nothing special about what's always accessible. The more available he is, the less he's valued. The more he gives, the less exciting he feels. Meanwhile, the married man, the unavailable one, becomes a rare delicacy. Limited edition. He's booked, busy, taken. And that scarcity rewires the brain into thinking he must be worth something more. So the pattern repeats. The same story told 1,000 different ways. She tells herself it's casual. He tells himself it's harmless. The single man tells himself he just has to wait for the right one. But none of them are free. They're all addicted to the same illusion, that validation can heal emptiness, that desire equals love, that safety is the same as connection. And until someone stops playing the game, the price keeps rising. The cost isn't money, it's self-respect. Here's the ugly truth. This whole system runs on fear, not love, not desire. Fear. Single men fear being alone forever. Women fear running out of time. Married men fear they chose wrong. Every player in the game is driven by the same emotion, just wearing a different mask. Fear is quiet, but it's powerful. It hides under your choices, pretending to be logic. You say you want a connection, but what you really want is proof you're still worthy of one. You say you're waiting for the right person, but deep down, you're terrified there may not be one. So you keep chasing, settling, pretending, hoping someone else will fix the ache you're too scared to face yourself. That's why the pattern keeps repeating. Good single men look around and think, if being loyal and available doesn't work, maybe I need to play dirty too. So they rush into marriages just to look chosen. They don't marry out of love. They marry out of panic. And a few years later, when the excitement dies, they become the same kind of men they once hated. Distracted, restless, searching for validation in someone new. The cycle feeds itself like a machine that runs on disappointment. And for women over 30, the pattern is just as brutal. After years of giving everything to relationships that led nowhere, they start to see vulnerability as weakness. They tell themselves they don't need love, just fun, freedom, independence. But it's not freedom they're chasing. It's relief. Relief from the pressure to prove they're still valuable in a world that worships youth and novelty. So when a married man gives her attention, it feels like winning, like reclaiming power in a game she thought she'd already lost. But every high comes with a crash, because deep down, she knows the truth. He's never leaving his wife. She's not his priority, just his escape. He's not in love. He's avoiding guilt, and she's not free. She's just temporarily distracted from her loneliness. The married man? He's not winning either. He's living in two parallel realities, hoping the thrill of the affair will drown out the silence in his marriage. But it never does, because no amount of external excitement can fill the hole left by internal cowardice. He won't fix what's broken, and he won't walk away from it either. So he stays stuck, half committed, half alive. The truth doesn't care who you are. It hurts everyone equally. The good single men end up bitter. The women who chase unavailable men end up tired. The married men end up empty. Everyone's exhausted, but no one stops. Because stopping would mean looking in the mirror and admitting the hardest thing of all, that we keep choosing pain because it's familiar. It's easier to repeat heartbreak than to heal it. It's easier to stay angry than to admit we're scared. It's easier to play games than to risk being honest. And that's why the dating market after 30 feels broken. It's not because people lost their morals. It's because people lost their courage. Courage to sit with their loneliness long enough to actually fix it. Courage to face the rejection and keep believing in something real. Most men don't want to confront their own insecurities. Most women don't want to admit they still crave validation. And most married people don't want to own up to their dissatisfaction. So everyone keeps playing defense, protecting their ego instead of fighting for something authentic. The irony is painful. The single man who wants to be loved acts like a salesman. The woman who wants stability keeps chasing chaos. The married man who wants peace keeps creating destruction. Everyone's saying, "I just want something real," while running from the very honesty real love requires. The result? A world full of people who can't tell the difference between being wanted and being valued, between intensity and intimacy, between attention and affection. And yet, deep down, everyone knows. That's what makes it tragic. Every person in this cycle has had a moment, a split second of clarity, when they realize they're repeating the same script with a different cast. But instead of rewriting the story, they double down. They tell themselves, maybe this time will be different. It never is, because change demands humility, and humility feels like death to the ego. It's easier to stay in the loop, to keep blaming men, women, apps, society, than to admit the truth, that the real enemy isn't out there. It's the fear inside you, fear of being invisible, fear of being unchosen, fear of being ordinary. That fear turns good people into liars. It turns marriages into prisons. It turns dating into warfare. But here's the thing, fear can't survive when you stop feeding it. The moment you start being honest about what you actually want, the game loses its power. When you stop chasing the unavailable and start respecting your own availability, you begin to win. Because the problem was never that love disappeared. It's that we replaced it with performance, a constant audition to prove our worth to people too distracted to see it. And the longer you play, the smaller you become. So maybe it's time to stop playing defense. Maybe it's time to risk losing someone else's validation so you can finally earn your own. Because the truth is, the only person who can really reject you is you. So what's the answer? It's simple, but it's brutal. You stop waiting to be chosen, and you start choosing. You stop begging for validation, and start validating yourself. You stop chasing what's broken, and start rebuilding what's real. But here's the catch. That kind of change hurts. Because it means tearing down the fantasy you've been hiding behind. The fantasy that love will fix you. The fantasy that someone unavailable will finally choose you. The fantasy that your worth depends on who wants you. People don't stay trapped in these cycles because they're stupid. They stay trapped because comfort is seductive, even when it's killing you. The chaos feels familiar. The pain feels like home. And letting go of it feels like losing a part of yourself. That's why real change doesn't start with dating better. It starts with seeing yourself honestly. Why do you chase what hurts you? Why do you run from what feels safe? Why do you confuse intensity with connection? Until you answer those questions, you'll keep playing the same game with different faces, pretending it's love when it's really fear in disguise. Because that's what this entire story has been about. Fear wearing the mask of preference. Fear pretending to be standards. Fear masquerading as independence. Women say they want loyalty, but chase mystery. Men say they want peace, but crave validation. Married people say they want stability, but secretly miss the thrill of being wanted again. Everyone's lying to themselves, and the lie feels safer than the truth. But you can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. So, here's the wake-up call. If you want to stop losing, you have to stop playing not to lose. The reason everyone's miserable isn't because the world ran out of good people. It's because everyone's too busy protecting their ego to actually connect. Everyone's trying to avoid rejection instead of risking love. The truth is, Tisha, you can't outsmart vulnerability. You can't filter your way to real connection. You can't text, seduce, or perform your way into feeling whole. You either face your own emptiness, or it keeps running your life. The woman who keeps choosing unavailable men isn't broken. She's just terrified of being seen. The single man who keeps proving his worth isn't unworthy. He's just tired of being invisible. The married man having an affair isn't evil. He's just weak. Every one of them is doing the same thing, running from pain instead of facing it. And that's why the game never changes. Everyone's looking for someone to distract them from themselves. But what if the real solution isn't finding someone new? It's finally meeting yourself. You think you want love, but what you actually want is relief. Relief from loneliness, from doubt, from silence. That's why you chase noise, drama, attention, anything that drowns out the quiet truth inside you. Because in that silence, you'd have to admit something terrifying. That the only person who can give you peace is the one you keep avoiding. You. So let's stop pretending. The red button everyone's afraid to press? It's not magic. It's responsibility. It's the decision to stop lying to yourself about what you really want and what you're really afraid of. And pressing it means everything you've been blaming others for, the heartbreaks, the disappointments, the loneliness, suddenly points back to you. That's why most people won't do it. They'll watch this, nod, maybe share it, maybe even agree. And then they'll go back to the same patterns, the same excuses, the same misery dressed as meaning. Because changing your story means killing your ego, and that's harder than living in pain. But for the few who get it, the few who are done performing, this is the turning point. You'll stop confusing availability with weakness. You'll stop chasing validation disguised as love. You'll stop mistaking chaos for chemistry. You'll stop living like a backup character in your own story. Because the truth is, dating after 30 isn't a horror story unless you keep writing it that way. It's not that everyone's damaged. It's that no one's willing to heal. We've spent so long trying not to lose that we forgot how to win. Winning doesn't mean getting the person you want. It means finally becoming the person who doesn't settle for less. It means walking away from the drama, the half-love, the almosts, and realizing peace is the real prize. So here's the question you have to answer. Are you brave enough to stop playing? Brave enough to stop chasing people who can't meet you halfway? Brave enough to rewrite the script? To stop surviving love and start living it? Because at the end of the day, the rules were never the problem. The players were. The single men will keep wondering why they're alone. The women over 30 will keep chasing unavailability. The married men will keep cheating. And a few years from now, you'll see another video like this, another truth wrapped in pain, and you'll wonder why nothing's changed. Or maybe you won't. Maybe this time, you'll press that red button. You'll stop performing. You'll stop waiting. You'll stop being scared. And you'll finally choose yourself. If this hits something inside you, don't just scroll away and forget it. Sit with it. Then, share it with someone who needs the same wake-up call. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Not the polished version, the real one. Tell me what part of this story felt like yours. And if you're done playing the same games and ready to start choosing differently, hit subscribe. Because this isn't just another channel about dating. It's about becoming the kind of person who finally stops running and starts living.